American Football League. National Football League. The New England Patriots are a professional American football team based in the greater Boston area. They compete in the National Football League southwest of downtown Boston. Founded in 1959 as the Boston Patriots, the team was a charter member of the American Football League before joining the NFL in 1970. Through the AFL-NFL merger, the Patriots played their home games at various stadiums throughout Boston until the franchise moved to Foxborough in 1971. As part of the move, the team changed its name to the New England Patriots. Home games in Foxborough were played at Foxborough Stadium from 1971 through 2002, when the stadium was demolished in conjunction with the opening of Gillette Stadium. The team began utilizing Gillette Stadium for home games the same year. The Patriots hold the records for most Super Bowl wins, generally unsuccessful prior to the 21st century. The team enjoyed a period of dominance under head coach Bill Belichick and quarterback Tom Brady. From 2001 to 2019, the Brady-Belichick era, regarded as one of sports' greatest dynasties, would see the Patriots claim nearly every major Super Bowl record. Other NFL records held by the franchise include the most wins in a 10-year period, the most consecutive winning seasons, and the highest postseason winning percentage. On November 16, 1959, Boston business executive Billy Sullivan was awarded the 8th and final franchise of the Developing American Football League. The following winter, locals were allowed to submit ideas for the Boston football team's official name. The most popular choice, and the one that Sullivan selected, was the Boston Patriots, with Patriots referring to those colonists of the 13 colonies who rebelled against British control during the American Revolution and in July 1776 declared the United States of America an independent nation. Immediately thereafter, artist Phil Bissell of the Boston Globe developed the Pat Patriot logo. The Patriots struggled for most of their years in the AFL, and they never had a regular home stadium. Nickerson Field, Harvard Stadium, Fenway Park, and Boston College's Alumni Stadium all served as home fields during their time in the American Football League. They played in only one AFL championship game, following the 1963 season, in which they lost to the San Diego Chargers 51-10. They did not appear again in an AFL or NFL postseason game for another 13 years. When the NFL and AFL merged in 1970, the Patriots were placed in the American Football Conference East Division, where they still play today. The following year, the Patriots moved to a new stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, which would serve as their home for the next 30 years. As a result of the move, they announced they would change their name from the Boston Patriots to the Bay State Patriots. After the state of Massachusetts, the name was rejected by the NFL, and on March 22, 1971, the team officially announced they would change its geographic name to New England. During the 1970s, the Patriots had some success, earning a berth to the playoffs in 1976 as a wildcard team, and in 1978 as AFC East champions. They lost in the first round both times. In 1985, they returned to the playoffs and made it all the way to Super Bowl 20, which they lost to the Chicago Bears 46-10. Following their Super Bowl loss, they returned to the playoffs in 1986, but lost in the first round. The team would not make the playoffs again for 8 more years. During the 1990 season, the Patriots went 1-15. They changed ownership 3 times in the ensuing 14 years, being purchased from the Sullivan family first by Victor Kiem in 1988, who sold the team to James Othwine in 1992. Though Othwine's period as owner was short and controversial, he did oversee major changes to the team. First with the hiring of former New York Giants coach Bill Parcells in 1993. Othwine and his marketing team also commissioned the NFL to develop a new visual identity and logo, and changed their primary colors from the traditional red, white and blue to blue and silver for the team uniforms. Othwine intended to move the team to his native St. Louis, but instead sold the team in 1994 for $175 million to Boston paper magnate Robert Kraft, who had bought the Patriots' then home, Foxborough Stadium, out of bankruptcy in 1988. Since then, the Patriots have sold out every preseason, regular season, and playoff home game. By 2009, the value of the franchise had increased by over $1 billion to a Forbes magazine estimated value of $1.361 billion. Third highest in the NFL, only behind the Dallas Cowboys and Washington football team. As of July 2018, the Patriots are the sixth most valuable sports franchise in the world according to Forbes magazine, with a value of $3.7 billion. Continuing on as head coach under Kraft's ownership, Parcells would bring the Patriots to 2 playoff appearances, including Super Bowl 31, which Th.